Hello and welcome to an India Today special broadcast that comes to you from an altitude of 11,700 feet. I'm Gaurav Sawant. We are at the Kedarnath Shrine where thousands of devotees are braving snowfall and rainfall for darshan before the kapat or the doors of the temple close for winters. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is also to visit the temple on Friday, and he will lay the foundation stone and review progress on projects here worth over 3,000 crore rupees. What's big is the foundation stone laying ceremony of a ropeway from Sonprayag to the Kedarnath Dham, which devotees and the priests here say promises to be a game changer. Over the course of the next half hour, we get you a special on the flight of faith at Kedarnath. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be flying to the Kedarnath Dham. Apart from laying the foundation stone of projects worth 3,000 crore rupees, he will also review the progress on various projects that had been initiated post the 2013 floods in this area. And some of those projects not only include construction of various trenches and walls to ensure should there be a flash flood, God forbid once again, the water does not come close to the shrine, but through those trenches the water flows into the Mandakini river and then downstream. But apart from that, there are spiritual centers that are coming up here. There are corridors where you can walk, meditate, think, sit, relax. Various dharmshalas are being constructed. A lot of activity is taking place. In some instances, people say the progress has been painstakingly slow, but the administration says because of the heavy snowfall, work can only go on for about 6 months in a year. In this report, we talk about the Prime Minister's spiritual connect with the Kedarnath Dham, where he came not just as Prime Minister or Chief Minister of Gujarat, but even before that as a devotee of Bhagwan Kedar.
It was 19th May 2019. Prime Minister Narendra Modi emerged from a cave in Kedarnath after a long meditative spell. He was miles away from the election frenzy of his constituency, Varanasi, which was slated to go for polls the same day.
वर्तमान के हिंदुस्तान के वातावरण से पूरी तरह बाहर था, अलिप्त था, यहीं खोया हुआ था, न कोई कम्युनिकेशन रखा था, न कोई अपने आप में था। यहाँ का जो डेवलपमेंट का मेरा मिशन है, उसमें प्रकृति, पर्यावरण और पर्यटन हर प्रकार से संभाला जाए।
The 17-hour-long meditation took place in a cave with frugal amenities. It housed a wooden cot, a small window with a direct view of the Himalayan shrine and a telephone. But this was neither the first time nor the last when Narendra Modi became a hermit at Kedarnath. The first visit to Kedarnath Dham after he became Prime Minister was on 3rd of May 2017. 5 months later, he was back again to lay the foundation and to oversee construction work. A year later, on Deepavali of 2018, the Prime Minister was back at Kedarnath to pray and review progress of the construction work. About a year ago, on 5th November 2021, the Prime Minister offered his pooja in Kedarnath Temple. He also unveiled a 12 feet high statue of Adi Guru Shankaracharya weighing around 35 tons. He also inaugurated projects worth 130 crore rupees.
इस धरती से हमारा एक विशेष नाता भी रहा है, तो आने का मन कर जाता है।
The Kedarnath Dham and temple have always been at the center of the Prime Minister's attention. He is also known to have spent 5 years of his life as a hermit at an ashram near the Kedarnath shrine. He has often spoken about his deep connection with Himalayas as his guiding force.
हिमालय की दुनिया में चल पड़ा, बहुत कुछ भटका, बहुत कुछ घुमा, दुनिया देखी, और ये सब 18-20 साल 22 साल की उम्र में ही करता रहा मैं.
The Prime Minister and his love for the Himalayas are best reflected when he is at Kedarnath.
What is the significance of the Kedarnath Temple? When was this temple actually built? It is believed that the Pandav brothers, the Pandavas, they came here for penance, for meditation, when they wanted to atone for the sins of the war in the Mahabharata. But was Lord Shiv very forgiving at that point of time? What actually transpired? Why is this one of the most powerful Jyotirlings? There are many stories around the history of Kedarnath, and in this report we tell you about the construction of the temple, the role played by Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya, and the Dham that is now being constructed, different from the past, something that will connect the past with the present and the future. Take a look.
The Kedarnath Temple, abode to Lord Shiva. A temple built more than 1,000 years ago that survived the vagaries of nature and stands tall. To the faithful, it's divine. To a layman, it's heavenly experience nestled between the snowy peaks and a fierce Mandakini river. Mythology traces the roots of this temple to the Pandavas of Mahabharata, archaeology to the 8th century. The local legends believe that the temple was built by the Pandavas, and this is where they meditated before ascending on their journey to heaven. The Kedarnath Temple is one of the 5 Kedars and 4 Dhams. It's holy for the spiritual Hindus, and lakhs of pilgrims come here annually to seek blessings, solace, and offer prayers. The shrine finds a mention in the Mahabharata, but the temple one sees today was built later. Though there are no inscriptions to go by, it is said that the temple was constructed by a king from the Pandava lineage. His name was Janmajaya. What stands at Kedarnath Dham today bears architectural style of the pre-Muslim invasion period. It's believed that the temple was built by Adi Shankaracharya in the 8th century AD. Some also claim that it was built by Raja Bhoj of Malwa region in the 2nd century. It's built in the ashlar style of construction. The stone slabs are interlocked into each other without the use of mortar or cement. The Shivling here is very ancient. It is of irregular shape with a pedestal of 12 feet in circumference and 12 feet in height. There's a small pillared hall in front of the temple with images of Parvati and of the 5 Pandavas. And right outside the temple is the statue of Nandi sitting guard. Behind it is the Samadhi of Adi Shankaracharya. The temple compound leads to the riverbank of Mandakini that resembles a rivulet but can be fierce enough to inundate the entire region. The temple is open for the devotees from the first day of Vesak or mid-April to the first day of Kartik in October, following the Saka calendar. The other 6 months the temple is closed, and the Vigraha or the deity of the temple is carried down to Ukhimat to be worshipped in winter.
From the Kedarnath Dham, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be flying to the Badrinath Dham, again one of the Char Dhams, very, very crucial when it comes to Hindu faith and belief. From Kedarnath at Badrinath, he will once again review some of the development projects that are being undertaken at the Badrinath Dham. Now, apart from the 4 Dhams within Uttarakhand, which is Gangotri, Yamunotri, Badrinath and Kedarnath, there is an effort that all the dhams in our country and all the Jyotirlings are also linked for religious tourism. Now this is not only good for the economy of these centers, for example at Kedarnath, Gupt Kashi and towns and villages around benefit, similarly at Badrinath, but all the Jyotirlings, once they are linked, religious tourism will play a very crucial role in development of those centers. And they're not just centers of religion, they're also centers of spiritualism and centers of learning.
It is one of the holiest pilgrimage sites in India, the Badrinath Dham. Located at 11,000 feet above the sea level in the mighty Chamoli Hills along the Alaknanda River. Dedicated to Lord Vishnu, the abode of Badrinarayan, the presiding deity. The black granite statue finds mention in prehistoric Vedic scriptures and is believed to be Swayambhu or self-manifesting. The ancient temple was consecrated in the 9th century by Adi Shankaracharya. His religious teachings and rituals still continue. Lakhs of pilgrims assemble at Badrinath every 6 months, with chants of Jai Badri Vishal when the doors of the shrine opens after winter break. This time, fresh snowfall has brought fresh enthusiasm and spell of devotion to the age-old site. The temple is all decked up for the visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, with flowers on the main shrine and fresh coats of paint in the premises.
डेवलपमेंट करना चाहिए इधर, तो आने वाला समय के लिए बढ़िया है. फिर भी पुराना हमारा धार्मिक स्थान पूरा कैसे देखे उसके बारे में पूरा करना तो और अच्छा है.
The Prime Minister's last Badrinath trip was amid the hurly-burly of elections, but full of religious fervour and adulation by devotees. Now, Uttarakhand CM Pushkar Dhami is himself overseeing preparations for the PM trip. After Kedarnath, Modi will be in Badrinath, where he will spend the night. A pooja in the shrine and review of Badrinath master plan are on the PM's agenda. A visit to Mana, the last Indian village on the China border, is also on the cards. Bureau Report, India Today.
The Purohits here at Kedarnath say that before he became a politician, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had spent considerable time at some of the ashrams here in Kedarnath. Not only that, even after he became the Prime Minister, he spent time at a cave here for spiritual upliftment. It is something that is said to give peace of mind. There is some energy as priests here and several devotees seem to indicate that gives you more strength to carry on with the task. And at least here, amongst those who have been following the Prime Minister's attention given to Kedarnath, they refer to him as Rashtra Rishi. Let's also take a look at the Prime Minister's spiritual journey and the efforts not just for the Kedar Dham but for religious centers across the country.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi dons his hermit avatar each time he visits Kedarnath. The same spirit is seen when he is in Varanasi, Ayodhya or Ujjain. As the leader and the Prime Minister, he has been spearheading different projects overlooking construction of old temples and their surroundings to its past glory. The majestic Ganga Aarti at the Varanasi Ghat reminds people of their forgotten glory. Leaving his Prime Minister stature behind, he became one of the devotees offering his prayers to the Ganges.
Har Har Mahadev.
पथ का अनावरण और श्री काशी विश्वनाथ धाम राष्ट्र को समर्पित
At the cost of 339 crore rupees, he ensured that Kashi Vishwanath corridor connects the Vishwanath Temple and the Ghats of Ganga, making way for unique spiritual experience for the devotees.
जैसे ही कोई काशी में प्रवेश करता है, सारे बंधनों से मुक्त हो जाता है। एक अलौकिक ऊर्जा यहां आते ही हमारे अंतर आत्मा को जागृत कर देती है।
In the middle of the COVID lockdown, the Prime Minister boosted the spirit and morale of his people with his Bhumi Pujan for Ram Temple at Ayodhya. 2 years later in Ujjain, he opened the Mahakal Lok, the corridor to Mahakal Temple along the Rudrasagar Lake. One of the 12 Jyotirlings, Mahakal is in the hearts of Hindu Shaivite devotees.
भगवान महाकाल एकमात्र ऐसे ज्योतिर्लिंग है जो दक्षिण मुखी है। ये शिव के ऐसे स्वरूप है जिसकी भस्म आरती पूरे विश्व में प्रसिद्ध है।
The first phase of this project is over at the cost of 350 crore rupees. Prime Minister Modi is known to have led an ascetic life before he devoted himself to politics. But there are people who recognized his inner calling and have been heard to refer to the Prime Minister as a Rashtra Rishi, national sage.
मुझे पता नहीं था, बाबा ने सरप्राइज दे दिया।
देश के महान सपूत को राष्ट्र ऋषि का गौरव सम्मान देते हुए स्वयं को सम्मानित महसूस किया। उसके लिए भी आप सब साक्षी बने हैं। पुनः मोदी जी को हम एक राष्ट्र ऋषि के रूप में गौरवान्वित महसूस कर रहे हैं, उनको सम्मानित करके।
The hermit in Narendra Modi has fewer instances of coming out. But at Kedarnath, he is at once in tune with his ascetic side. While he has been spearheading the rebuilding of the Kedarnath Dham since assuming power in 2014, it is here that he also becomes a hermit, the spiritual, the man who is steeped in devotion, surrendered to his higher calling.
प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी के केदारनाथ धाम आने से पहले श्रद्धालुओं का तांता लगातार यहां जारी है। कपाट बंद होने से पहले ज्यादातर श्रद्धालु चाहते हैं कि उनके दर्शन हो जाएं। किस तरह की तैयारियां हैं यहां प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी के आने के लिए? इस समय हमारे साथ प्रेमचंद अग्रवाल उत्तराखंड सरकार के वित्त मंत्री हैं, अर्बन डेवलपमेंट मिनिस्टर हैं, वो भी हमारे साथ जुड़ रहे हैं। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी आने वाले हैं, क्या क्या तैयारियां हैं उनके लिए, क्या क्या कार्यक्रम रहेगा उनका?
देखिए, अपने देश के बहुत ही यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री, जिनका बाबा केदार से बहुत आगाढ़ और प्रगाढ़ रिश्ता है, और उनकी इस बाबा के प्रति जितनी आस्था है, उससे आप अंदाज लगा सकते हैं कि प्रधानमंत्री बनने के बाद 6 बार वो केदार के दर्शन कर चुके हैं। और उनका आना और उसके बाद उनके द्वारा यहाँ पूजा अर्चना का कार्यक्रम, और उसके बाद फिर चूंकि जो आदि शंकराचार्य जी हैं उनकी समाधि स्थल पे भी वो दर्शन करेंगे, और उसके बाद सोनप्रयाग से केदारनाथ की जो रोपवे है उसका भी शिलान्यास उनके द्वारा होना है। साथ में जो यहाँ निर्माण कार्य हुए हैं, जिसे हम न्यू केदारपुरी कहते हैं, उसका निरीक्षण करेंगे, और उसके निरीक्षण के उपरांत वो उसके बाद बद्रीनाथ के लिए चले जाएंगे।
अच्छा, ये बताइए, कल वो एक पूजा भी करने वाले हैं, तो क्या कोई विशेष पूजा है जो केदारनाथ जी के मंदिर में वो करेंगे, भगवान केदार के मंदिर पर?
देखिए, मैंने कहा ना कि उनकी बाबा केदार के प्रति बहुत आस्था है, और इससे बड़ी बात और क्या हो सकती है कि जितने हमारे ज्योतिर्लिंग हैं उनका जीर्णोद्धार करने का जो उन्होंने निश्चय लिया है, उसमें चाहे सोमनाथ हो, चाहे काशी विश्वनाथ हो, फिर उज्जैन अभी महाकाल का उन्होंने किया है, और क्या भव्य और दिव्य नजारा वहां उन्होंने दिखाया है दुनिया को कि उसका जीर्णोद्धार करके, और उसी प्रकार से यहाँ भी कार्य चल रहे हैं। मैं उनका धन्यवाद कर रहा हूँ मुख्यमंत्री प्रधानमंत्री जी का, क्योंकि इसके प्रति उनकी आस्था तब से है कि जब वो प्रधानमंत्री या मुख्यमंत्री नहीं भी थे,
जी।
तो आप इससे अंदाज लगाइए कि बाबा केदार के प्रति आस्था के साथ साथ वो जो भी मांगेंगे वो अपने देश के लिए मांगेंगे, अपने इस पूरे देशवासियों के लिए मांगेंगे, क्योंकि उनका तो पूरा परिवार ही देशवासी है।
Diwali marks the return of Maryada Purushottam Shri Ram to Ayodhya after 14 years in exile. Dashehra is the victory of good over evil. Deepotsav is the return of Maryada Purushottam Shri Ram back to Ayodhya. And this year, Deepotsav on the banks of river Saryu will be with a difference. More than 16 lakh lamps will be lit up on the banks of river Saryu on various ghats to celebrate Deepotsav. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will light the first lamp, and thousands of school students have been roped in to be a part of the lamp lighting ceremony. Let me now take you from Kedarnath to Ayodhya. Samarth Srivastav on ground zero with this report on Deepotsav, where a new world record will be set.
With Diwali approaching, the splendid Ram Mandir's construction underway, ghats of Saryu illuminated, and the whole city dolled up. Ayodhya is all set to celebrate Deepotsav. Setting a target to illuminate over 15 lakh diyas on October 23rd, over 20,000 volunteers of Awadh University are trying to break the record they have set. Ayodhya had earlier lit 9.5 lakh earthen lamps in 2020, while in 2019, 5.84 lakh diyas were lit.
This time, this Deepotsav has become more important with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's presence, where Uttar Pradesh is targeting to lit approximately 16 to 17 lakhs of diyas, and that is something which is going to be a grand affair this time as far as Deepotsav is concerned.
Ayodhya will witness Ram Leela performances from 8 states across the country. Ramayan will be narrated through laser and light shows.
देखिए, सबसे पहली बात तो कि हम लोग बड़ा गर्व महसूस कर रहे हैं कि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी छठे दीपोत्सव में आ रहे हैं। ये जरूर है कि थोड़ा दबाव हम लोगों पर और बढ़ा हुआ है, लेकिन ये बड़े गर्व का क्षण होगा जब वो दिया जला करके दीपोत्सव का शुभारंभ करेंगे।
With Prime Minister Narendra Modi set to attend the events, there is much enthusiasm in Ayodhya. This is also the first Deepotsav of Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath's second term.
हम लोगों की अपार प्रसन्नता है हम लोग के अंदर में कि अयोध्या जिस प्रकार से एक सनातन धर्म संस्कृति का हब है, प्राचीनतम पौराणिक, और जिस प्रकार से देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी रहेंगे उस कार्यक्रम में, तो देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी को कोट-कोट आभार और धन्यवाद, और मुख्यमंत्री जी को आभार और धन्यवाद.
Keeping the high-profile visit of Prime Minister Modi in mind, the district administration has tightened security in the holy city.
स्तर पे तैयारियां हो रही हैं और लंबे समय से इसकी तैयारियां हो रही हैं, और आपकी शुभकामनाओं से और इसी उम्मीद के साथ कि एक विहंगम अवसर है दीपोत्सव, एक उत्सव है, बड़ा उत्सव है पूरे समाज के लिए, सभी के लिए, वैसे ही उसी का अनुरूप कार्यक्रम है.
Ever since Yogi Adityanath came to power in 2017, Ayodhya has witnessed grand Diwali celebrations every year.
This time, in the presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Deepotsav is going to be a grand affair, and for that preparations are being made in full swing to make it a significant and a big one. And I'm with cameraman Neeraj Kumar, Abhishek Mishra for India Today.
From Kedarnath to Badrinath to Ayodhya, India Today's biggest team of reporters will be reporting from ground zero from tomorrow till Deepotsav on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit, and of course lakhs and lakhs of pilgrims at various pilgrimage centers ahead of Diwali. That is all I have for you on this India Today special broadcast from Kedarnath. Many thanks for watching. News and updates continue on India Today. Stay with us.